So what I want to do today is some tune up on my Telecaster, because essentially I had the last tune up I installed these strings on it. They're DR Pure Blues. So it says vintage pure nickel round core. So there's two things on that. There's the pure nickel part. The pure nickel means that the wound strings are wound with pure nickel, which is less magnetic than steel. So it makes the strings a bit mellower. And I find that it's a bit unbalanced, as in the wound strings compared to the unwound strings. The unwound strings like pop more, so when you do like, so it feels unbalanced. And secondly, it's the round core aspect. Usually strings, modern strings have an hexagonal core, sort of like this. Like inside the wound strings, it's an hexagonal wire, and it's wound around it. And this makes tuning stability and intonation a little bit better. That strings feel a bit stiffer. The round core have the advantage of being bendier, but I'm not like a bendy player. And I find that it makes the guitar intonation and it makes it hard to play in tune. It feels like it's always slightly out of tune, and I keep reaching for the tuner and tuning it, and it's a bit maddening. And I'm a bit annoyed. So what I want to do is go back to hex core steel strings. It's like essentially nickel plated steel, the wound. It's not pure steel. And I decided to go with the D'Addario NYXL. Originally, I might have wanted to go with the Roto Sound, Roto Yellows, because they have their definitely grittier, more vintage sound. So I'm not sure which ones of these I would like to go. But for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the DRs with D'Addario NYXL. I looked at some shootouts on the internet. I think these are going to match well with the Telecaster. I like that bell-like chime of the Telecaster. That's what I use it for mostly, like arpeggio and chimey, like lead bit guitar parts. So I'm going to go with these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually record a bunch of stuff first with the DRs, and then I'm going to record the same things with the NYXL, and I'm going to be able to actually compare, and it's going to give me like a good point of reference. So first off, I'm going to record a bunch of different things like arpeggios, like strummy stuff, and fingerpick stuff. And I'm going to like mess around with the pickups. Neck pickup, bridge pickup, middle pickup. So I'm going to have a bunch of references, and I'm going to A/B those. So, I mean, if you're listening, you could actually like get the feel for like pure nickel round core versus steel plated nickel strings with X core. So first off, let's go record some of that DR stuff. So I'm plugging into my Pro MPA here with the DI in, and I'm passing through the Pro VLA with some compression. I put the ratio at 4:1, so see it's compressing the signal a little bit on the way in, and I'm recording the DI, but I'm going through the UAD Dream 65 reverb amp. So that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to switch the pickups depending on the parts I'm playing, and I'm going to recreate the exact same thing with the D'Addario afterwards. done, and I mean, even with like brand new strings, it feels like it's a lot more in tune and more stable. And also we got more balance between the strings. As in the wound strings pop very well, and the unwound strings, they're just okay. The problem with the DR is that, yeah, the wound strings sounded pretty nice and mellow and vintagey, but it made the unwound string pop so much and it was so blingy. I don't know, it was too much, the unbalance. And I checked the next relief, since I went from 1150 to 1046. So essentially I went a bit down in gauge, and it's because like the X core feel a bit stiffer, and I didn't want the 11s to feel too stiff. And I checked the neck relief, it's at 0.006, so it's pretty much perfect for electric guitar. It might be a bit low for my taste, but we'll see how it adjusts. Anyways, it's really annoying to adjust the truss rod on this one because you have to unscrew the neck, and because the control is right here. So let's hope it's okay. If it's not too much, if it's not okay, I might just pop some 11s of these. So let's do the sound test now. All right, so let's have a listen to the comparison of all the shootouts. So I'll put like the DRs first, and then the D'Addario later, and I'll do like every little bit that is relevant to each other, so that like we compare apples to apples, and then we'll have a little conclusion. I'm pretty satisfied. I like the playability enhancement with the going down in gauge to 10s instead of 11s. And I think I like that really piano sounding sustain and clarity we get from those D'Addarios. They're brand spanking new right now. That's not my favorite sound for a string, so it's probably going to mellow out a little bit. And even super new right now, the tuning stability is and intonation is pretty good, and they're going to settle in, and I'm going to be very satisfied. I might at some point just after like playing with these for a while, try these Roto Sound to see which one I like best, so I could really settle on like the type of string I really like for this Telecaster. So that's all I have time for now. See you next time.